All right, guys, we're back in the garage again, back on the 99 Honda Accord. Um, if you didn't see the last videos on this, it's got a intermittent stalling problem. So we're going after the crank position sensors, which are behind the timing cover back here. It's due for a timing belt anyway. I think they recommend between 60 and 90,000 or something like that. I did this literally, no joke, 15 years ago. I couldn't tell you what the mileage was on the car, probably between 60 and 90,000. We're at 180,000 now. So it's due. And the last time this happened, I had a harmonic balancer come loose and just destroyed a bunch of shit. I never did check the crank position sensors. The car really never had it has on and off had an intermittent problem where the car just shuts off. Sometimes it'll go forever. Lately, it just keeps getting progressively worse and worse. So we're going to dig into this. We've done some other work on it, as you see in my other videos. But we're starting to tear into it. We've pulled the valve cover off and back out of the way, the power steering pump and everything. We're going to get down in here, got the motor mount out of the way. We're going to pull the upper timing cover off. I have already got the harmonic balancer off. I set the motor at top dead center before I took anything off, lined up my marks and everything, so we should be good to go there, but we'll double check once we get into the timing belt, make sure everything's lined up. Car runs perfect, otherwise than the intermittent stalling problem, so I don't think we're off time or anything like that. But if you guys are looking for a step-by-step video, it's like I said, did this 15 years ago. I couldn't even remember half the stuff I removed, and I watched a video on doing this and was completely blown away by how much stuff I actually had to take off to get these timing covers off. I thought it was a much easier process than I remembered. So the one video that I did like, it's a super slow, super step-by-step, is the Fix It Angel one. That's Fix It Angel. So that one was very good, very comprehensive. I used his video to refresh my memory. There was a couple other videos. There's several of them on there that are very good. That's the one that I went through and watched because it was so slow and it was so step by step. Went through everything and it was a nice video. Kind of long. He doesn't talk. But talk about, if you need to know how to do this, well, that's one of the main videos that I would recommend. Anyway, I'm going to cut this off because I'm going to add this on. Not going to show you step by step, just show you the phases and whatnot. I'm probably going to get my camera angle all cocky. Anyway, so there you go. We'll pick it up later once we got things stripped down or whatever we do. All right. Okay, guys, we've got the timing cover completely off. Everything's looking good so far. Our marks for top dead center for the timing are good. Of course, I didn't think we had a slip timing belt, but let me see if I can reach down here. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but my timing belt, they say you should be able to turn this 45 degrees. You can see how much play has in it. It's supposed to have some play, but I believe this is stretched. If I really get in there, I can twist it almost all the way around 180 degrees. Anyway, so the next step is going to be pulling off the tensioner for the water pump belt. The water pump belt, of course, is in front of the timing belt, so all that has to come off first. I've got the water pump. I've got a whole bunch of gaskets. I'm going to be replacing the seal behind the crankshaft pulley and behind the camshaft pulley. There's two seals that have never been changed. They don't look like they're leaking, at least the top one. I think the bottom one might be leaking. So we're going to go ahead and attack those, but good time to get in here. Hopefully the crank position sensors is our problem. If not, we will keep going and find out. As gas prices skyrocket, these little cars, even that 1999 with 180,000 miles, this thing's a frickin' gem in today's world at $5 a gallon. All right, catch up with you in a minute. Okay, found one issue there. Right there in that slot is supposed to be a 10mm bolt. That holds on the tensioner, and the tensioner spring, which is right there, that's down, it's not up because I took it off already, for the timing belt itself. Now in front of this goes the tensioner for the water pump belt, and that bolt goes in right over there and holds on. That bolt is completely missing. Huh. So, that could cause a little bit of looseness. But, like I said, time for stuff to be changed anyway. My sensors are right here. One sensor right here. The other sensor over here. It does look like the seal behind this pulley is leaking. You can see there's oil in there, and you see all that grime on that sensor right there, and I'm wondering if that could be causing me a signal problem. So we've got the seals coming in today, so hopefully we're going to be getting this all wrapped up. Water pump looks good, we'll be replacing that. But just thought I'd stop and show you, hey, there's missing bolts. Now I got to find a 10mm bolt to go in there. Onward and upward. Okay, guys. We ended up getting the teardown done. We got the new seal behind the cam sprocket and got that put on. We got the water pump put on. We got the new seal on the crank. So what we're going to do next is, like an idiot, I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing and thought this was the water pump, and broke the seal on this. This is the lower balance shaft, or whatever they call it. So I have to pop this off. Luckily, in some of the parts that I got, I have a new gasket for that. Then put it all together, line everything back up. There's a way to align this with the little bolt hole in the back and sticking a screwdriver in there. I had it marked, I believe from the last time I did it, but we're going to double check everything once we pull it all apart, put it all back together. And then once that's done, we can start reassembly and start it up and cross our fingers. Okay, guys, we got timing belt on, water pump belt on, we got the bracket. I went ahead and went through this procedure that somebody online posted about putting the belts on and lining everything up, tightening everything up, starting the vehicle for a few seconds, and then checking all the belt tensions again and readjusting everything. Did that, worked out really well. My belt tensions seem like they're well within spec and everything, so just got to button up the rest of this, put it all back together, and it did start, so we'll see. Fingers crossed. All right, guys, another day, got everything put back together, got the car run, everything looks good, running smooth. Got all the belts back on, all the covers back on, except for the heat shield, which was cracked, so I took that off. Anyway, so to wrap up this video, the reason why we did all this, if you didn't see my other videos, this car has an intermittent stalling problem where it just shuts off while you're going down the road. So the distributor's been replaced, the ignition has been replaced prior. I went ahead and did the oxygen sensors, both of them. That didn't solve the problem. I went 110 miles and then the thing just shut off. Didn't have a lick of problems before. Car runs like a champ otherwise. So we went in here and we did the crank position sensors, which did have a lot of debris on them on the magnets. They did have a couple of weeps from the crankshaft and the camshaft seals, so all that got replaced. New water pump, new timing belt, all that wonderful stuff as you saw in the video. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pressure wash it, going to put all the splash pans back on it, and we're going to go drive it and see what happens. And like I said, if anybody's had this problem before and it's not the crank position sensors or the distributor or the ignition switch or the oxygen sensors, hit me up and let me know, because I'd sure be interested. Because if this thing does it again, I don't know where to go from there. All right, talk to you later. Bye.